Some people scuba dive, some people jump out of aeroplanes. This is just what we do. We do get locked up, we do end up with fines. But as a racer, it comes with the territory.
It's for the love of the game. It's racing, you know.
Street racing has been around for decades, but in recent months it's come under the spotlight following a gruesome high-speed accident in Cape Town that shocked the country. When a man crashed his BMW into a barrier while reportedly traveling at 320 kilometers per hour during an illegal street race, suffering critical injuries and had both his legs amputated. Many called for a clampdown on these illegal circuits. But despite the negative public sentiment, this hasn't deterred many of these street races.
The story is always when something goes wrong at an illegal drag racing event. The next morning you read in the paper, the innocent bystander got killed by a reckless drag racer. The drag racers are not reckless.
It's a dangerous game, and often competitors are simply looking for a thrill. 50-year-old Uncle D organizes many of these races in Johannesburg, and he is one of the most popular faces in this underground community.
Uncle D, you're known as the race master. Take us a little bit through your journey with motor racing.
I was always passionate about racing. I raced for many years. I got married, I got kids, and I did a lot of sanctioned events. I marshaled all over.
Yes.
You know, street racing has been around forever.
Yes.
We didn't invent it.
Okay.
I just took it upon myself to step in and try and make it safer.
Races take place in the dead of the night, and hundreds of people gather to watch different groups of adrenaline seekers go head-to-head on predetermined public locations. As the race master, Uncle D chooses where the races will take place and which race crews can go up against each other. All this done with the help of very strict race marshals.
You know, the hype starts whenever we race. Early in the morning, my phone starts going off the hook. People wanting to know if we're racing, where we're racing, weather permitting. Now, I'm the news channel regarding racing.
And how often do the events happen?
Well, there's street racing every day of the week around Joburg. It's just a passion. You know, people turn to drugs. Other people do alcohol. We car junkies, as you can see, It happens all over.
As one of a few female drivers, 25-year-old Shanae Lee Jones has been racing for 4 years, and she's earned a place as one of the most respected drivers on the circuit.
So the drag racing scene in Joburg is quite big. We have drag racing, spinning, drifting, track racing, anything you can pretty much imagine. When I'm racing, I forget everything going on in my life. For that space in time, I feel completely free. To me, I'm not big on illegal racing. I'd rather go to the track. But at the end of the day, if they take all the racetracks away, we're still going to race regardless.
Problem is, like I say, money. The tracks have become so exorbitant with their fees, can cost you up to 3 grand a day just to enter your car to race. We used to run West Bank Raceway many years ago. For the years that we ran West Bank, there was not one single illegal event in Joburg. Unfortunately, the investors got an offer. They sold the place, saddest day in motorsport, and everybody went back to the streets.
Access is limited, and within hours of each race, the dates and times are posted on restricted social media platforms. It's up to the drivers and spectators to get themselves to these underground locations.
So right now, we're in the middle of a secluded street here in Johannesburg. As you can see, there are modified cars of every kind, and they're here to race on this public road.
It's all illegal, and drivers fear being caught by police, so they've asked us to hide their identities.
So Jace, how long have you been doing this?
Since I was about 10 years old.
So for you, what is it about? Is it about speed, or is it about building the car?
Just a passion. It's like, this is for us is like a drug.
Yeah.
It's, you know, this for us is better than, you know, drinking, smoking. Yeah. It thrills us and it fulfills our passion.
It's an obsessive bond between man and machine. Drivers spend thousands of rands adapting their cars, installing state-of-the-art turbo engines and nitro oxide systems, just to go a second faster than their nearest rivals.
When I started out, we were racing 1600 Conquest. It's evolved. We've got cars, you can sit in the car while you're racing and you can program it and you can map it. Depends on your pocket.
I spend 10, 20, 30,000 on suspension wheels, engine, interior. It's not an issue for me to spend the money.
And yeah, when you cross the line and you're ahead, I mean, there's nothing much that really beats that feeling, you know? All that hard work you put in your car, the late nights, early mornings, the money as well.
That does cost a lot of money.
It's an expensive habit.
Yeah, in order for you to race, you've got to have money. I mean, most of the cars that come here are very expensive.
But this is not only the realm of expensively modified modern cars. The undisputed champion of these streets is a rebuilt 1972 Datsun 1200, affectionately nicknamed Makulus.
So this car, yeah, so everybody's making a noise.
Yeah, so this is their #1 car, their fastest car, the Datsun.
This mechanical marvel is capable of reaching speeds of 220 kilometers an hour over a 400-meter distance.
Unbelievable, eh? When this car arrived, the crowd went crazy. Why?
Man, I think it's because of the age. They say old cars go faster. It took me about 5-6 years to get it where it is now. Well, basically what's in there is the standard 1600 engine. We just played around with it and get it where it is.
It's called Makulus. Why that name?
We chose Makulus because no one could catch us in the street.
And as the smell of burning rubber fills the air, it's time to race. After a furious night of racing, it's down to Makulus and a modified Nissan Skyline GTR. And just as predicted, the crowd favorite, Makulus, takes the victory. With many saying a legal racetrack is not an option, street racers are calling on city officials to come up with innovative alternatives.
If you give us a section, maybe 4 hours at a night, we get it out of our system. Everyone's chappy and happy, you know?
While safety marshals can be found all over the designated racing strip, fans attending these illegal races come in their hundreds, and at these high speeds, anything can happen. A single hit or swerve could be fatal.
Everybody that comes here at their own risk. We know what we're doing is wrong. They know the risks at stake. So if you get told by the marshal to stand back and you don't, and you end up getting hurt, the onus is on you.
They do it for nothing more than bragging rights and the thrill of the moment. And without any viable legal alternatives, street racing is here to stay. Because for some, there's no risk too great in the quest to satisfy their need for speed.